I guess you think you're, like an authority figure? That stupid fucking uniform, huh, buddy? King clip-on tie there, big fucking man, huh? You know, these are the limits of your life, man. Rule of your little fucking gate here. Here. Here's your $4, you pathetic piece of shit.
Fargo is a film that came out in 1996 that's written and directed by the Coen Brothers. So Fargo was last month's subscriber poll winner that I'm finally now getting around to. And I gotta give a huge shout out and a huge thanks to all my subscribers who participated and engaged in that poll, because that was by far the most engagement I've ever got in a subscriber poll. I believe I got over 300 votes before. I think the highest vote kind of ever had was 270. So I just want to thank everybody for being so enthusiastic about this and having this level of interaction and engagement with my channel. That being said, Fargo barely inched it out against Bicycle Thieves. Bicycle Thieves is a film that I was meaning to rewatch because I watched it once in college, I believe like 5 years ago. And so I would have been happy with that film winning, but to be honest, I might have been happier with Fargo winning, because similar to Bicycle Thieves, it's a film that I don't think I've seen in over 6 years. But I do remember loving this film to death when I first watched it. And it's one of the first Coen Brothers films that I think I've ever seen. I think it's probable that I watched The Big Lebowski or No Country for Old Men before watching Fargo. But it's a film that I haven't revisited in, again, like I said, over 6 years. And now after finally revisiting it after so many years, I can safely say that this is, at the very least, top 2 best Coen Brothers films that I've ever seen. Personal favorite is something different. I still think my personal favorite Coen Brothers films is The Big Lebowski. I wouldn't put it at number 1 or anything like that, but personally, I love The Big Lebowski to death. But objectively speaking, and even personally, I think Fargo is probably up there in the top 2 or top 3. Fargo is just another film from the Coen Brothers that perfectly displays how brilliant and intelligent screenwriters the Coen Brothers are. Not that they're lacking in the directing department or anything. I think obviously they are also brilliant directors. But one thing that always stood out to me about Coen Brothers films is just how meticulous and detailed and well-written all their screenplays are. And Fargo is no exception. In fact, again, I think this is one of the better screenplays that they've ever written. And just in terms of character alone, it just feels so incredibly rich. There's not any character in this film that feels completely one-dimensional. And even when they have characters in their films that don't have very many redeeming qualities about them, they're still so damn entertaining to watch on screen. And obviously that has a lot to do with the screenwriting, but also the casting and the actors that are portraying these characters as well. William H. Macy in this film, I swear, he's always being cast as these characters that are just so incredibly pathetic and spineless. And it's crazy because he plays this spineless, pathetic character in Boogie Nights. He plays it in Magnolia. Even in a crappy movie like Jurassic Park. I know it's an awful movie, but I grew up with it. It has large amounts of nostalgia value for me. And even then, even though it's a terrible movie, I think it's kind of entertaining. Anyway, getting off track. But even in Jurassic Park 3, he still plays that kind of pathetic and weak character. And here in Fargo, he just does the same exact character, except he's just able to do it so brilliantly.
They install that true code at the factory. There's nothing we can do. But I'll talk to my boss.
Maybe you'd know an alternate number or what have you.
Nope.
Okay. Well, look at them.
Oh, no. See, the heck do you mean?
Finder's fee, what is that, 10%? That's not going to cut it. But yeah, William H. Macy is just brilliant at what he does, because in this film, he plays just a lousy and sad car salesman who just reeks of a lack of courage and a lack of really earning anything, and just kind of wants all the credit without the hard work, and just wants to make a name for himself and elevate his social status without really doing anything honorable to get him there.
Finder's fees, what, 10%? Heck, that's not going to do it for me.
The human cigarette, Steve Buscemi, is also in this film. And he's also, again, just brilliant at what he does. He plays one of the hitmen along with Peter Stormare, who I feel like is a highly underrated actor. He always plays a side character, especially in Coen Bros films. But I feel like he's an actor that is really underappreciated because nobody really talks about him. But he's also really great at what he does. And in this film, he gives a more subdued performance. But he's essential for one of the most darkly comedic and disturbing scenes in this entire film. The wood chipper scene. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, going back to Steve Buscemi, he's excellent in this film. Not only does he just have just really convincing line delivery, but he also just has amazing comedic delivery as well. And that's incredibly apparent in this film. But one thing I just love about Steve Buscemi as an actor is that, I know this is kind of a random thing that you're probably like, what the hell, why are you bringing this up? But I love that Steve Buscemi just has this kind of unconditional respect and love for Adam Sandler. I don't know, I just love and respect the fact that he doesn't give any amount of shit about Adam Sandler being hated by critics, and he just continues to be side characters in his films, even up until now, and I just kind of respect him for that.
You want me a sausage McMuffin?
But we gotta talk about Frances McDormand in this film. Frances McDormand plays one of the sweetest characters I've ever seen in a film. And what I love so much about her character is that you don't picture a police investigative detective having this giant heart of gold that she does. Her character is portrayed beautifully in this film. She's just so incredibly wholesome, and she's just somebody that you just kind of wish that one day she'd just sit you down and bake you a fresh batch of cookies. But what I love about her character as well is that even though she's a sweetheart, she's not a pushover, and she's grounded. Because there's a scene where she meets up with a previous acquaintance of hers, and the way that she sets her foot down in that scene is just hilariously sweet and charming.
I was married to Linda Cooksey.
No, why don't you sit over there? I prefer that.
Huh? Oh. Okay.
I think he's done.
Sorry.
Oh, no, just so I can see you. Don't have to turn my neck.
Oh, sure.
But I also love that Frances McDormand's character is essential to this film's ending as well. And also kind of conveys that a lot of this film does revolve around her character, and a lot of it is about her. And I love the ending to this film, and without spoiling it, it just ends on a note that is incredibly touching of her character, and is incredibly honorable and respectable. And it basically just conveys that she's not doing this job, for any kind of glory or any kind of credit. And I just thought that was a brilliant touch for the ending of this film. But what I love about this film in general is that it knows exactly what it needs to do in terms of tone. This is a film that is, in my opinion, absolutely hilarious, but it never goes over the top with its comedy. It keeps it at just the right level throughout the film, and also with its drama and its more serious tone, it never gets too serious to the point where you feel like it has this ultra sense of self-importance. It's able to manage these tones and keep them at a moderate level while somehow still achieving a film that never has a dull moment. Every single scene in this film is gripping, is entertaining, is engaging. And that's something that I just found incredibly impressive about this film, is that it never goes overboard with any of its tones, but yet you're absolutely glued to the screen from the moment that this film starts and from the moment that it ends. But yeah, this film is exceptionally written, brilliantly acted, and beautifully directed. It's hilarious, darkly hilarious at a lot of moments. It's serious, it's romantic, it's charming, it's quirky, and honestly, I think this is a flawless film. So I'm going to give Fargo a 10 out of 10. Yeah, all I can say is that if this is somehow one of the Coen Brothers films that you've been sleeping on for some reason or just haven't gotten around to seeing yet, make this video the video that you needed to finally get off your ass and watch the film. There's only a handful of Coen Brothers films left that I haven't seen yet. A Serious Man is one of them. Miller's Crossing and Blood Simple. These are all Coen Brothers films that I haven't seen yet, but I plan to very soon. I think the next one I'm going to see is A Serious Man, because I just hear great things about that film. But yeah, please let me know in the comment section what you think the next Coen Brothers film that I should see that I haven't yet. And also what you think about Fargo in general and where you rank it among the Coen Brothers filmography. But that's all I got to say about Fargo. Please give this video a thumbs up and share it amongst your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be updated on more film-related content.